Deuteronomy 15:1. Miketz sheva shanim ta'aseh shemitah. So we get this new section here, and it's introduced with Miketz, from the end of 7 years. Now, in the Baylor textbook, Baylor handbook on Deuteronomy 12 through 26, Arnold and Tucker argue that this is fronted in order to introduce a new section. Notice we don't get the verb until down here. And so it is related, I think, to what we've had previously, but now we're looking at a 7-year period at the end of 7 years, rather than the 3-year period or the yearly things that we've been talking about in chapter 14. So here with the men preposition, we get from the end. Kates could be end or edge. The idea of extremity. But then when we get this concept of time, then it would be something like after 7 years. Or, as we may see, because this is a regular pattern, it would be every 7 years, something like that. But the idea here is from the end of 7 years, or at the end of 7 years, and then we get our verb here. We get you shall do. So we've got a call imperfect to ms of the verbal root ayin sin hey. Now notice here, let me show you this quickly. Notice the preformative vowel in the call changes to an a, this patach. And if you'll notice here too, the ayin flips, we might say. If you think about our normal call paradigm, we would have something like tick toll with a silent schwa right there, but because of the guttural, we want to get that ah sound. And then what happens here is the preformative vowel follows suit, ah, so we get ta'aseh in that case. So a little bit different morphology than maybe we've seen from our strong verb paradigm in that weak verb, that one guttural, but it is also a regular pattern with the one gutturals. So we have you shall do, and what is it you shall do? We get the object complement here, a remission of debts, a remission of debts. So this is the noun form. The verbal root that is related to it is shin mem tet. And this is related to loosening or letting loose, something like that. And so the idea here is you shall let loose any debts. And so this word becomes the common word used for a remission of debts. And that becomes then the topic that we'll see in the following verses with more detail.